Hey students, today we are covering the 10th standard chapter known as the carbonates compound. So we discussed the three chapters that are very important for the annual point of view. Which one? The first one is the chemical reactions and equations. Second is the acid base and the salts, and the third one is the metals and non-metals. These three chapters alone contain 15 to 18 marks in annual examination, right? So which is the biggest chapter of your chemistry means there are only two, which are the acid base and the salts and the carbonates compounds. And the both chapters, acid base and the salts and the carbonates compound, they carry around 7 to the 8-9 marks in annual examination. So this chapter is very, very important and one of the biggest chapter of your syllabus. The whole chapter carries around 7 to 8 marks in the annual examination, right? The maximum questions, 1 marks questions, 2 marks questions, even 3 marks questions, they may come from this chapter, right? So it has one of the very important chapter in the chemistry department, chemistry part. So we are going to discuss about the carbon and its compound. Then the question arises, what do you mean by the carbon and what are the compounds of the carbon? Why we need to study about the carbon? There are many different elements are present in the environment. Then what is the need of studying only about the carbon? We know that the environment, all the environment, they again classified into two types, right? Our system, ecosystem is again classified into two types. Some are called as the living components and other called as the non-living component. So the interaction between living and the non-living component is nothing but the ecology. Means in the ecology, we are going to study both about the living components and the non-living components. Then the question is that from where the living components arise to the, or from where the living component first appeared on the earth. How the life was able to found on the earth. We have the 8 planets in the solar system, but what makes our earth as a special planet? That's the question. Simple, the earth is special only because of the life is present on the earth. In our solar system, none of the place you are going to find that the life is arise there, right? There is only one planet that has the unique qualities, that is the earth. Earth is unique because of its 3 spheres, hydrosphere, atmosphere and lithosphere, right? Togetherly it forms the biosphere. In the biosphere we see the variety of the living creatures, right? Some are moving, some are visible, some are non-visible, animals, birds, aquatic organisms. So we see that the varieties of the organisms are there, plants, animals. We see that again the varieties of the life is present on the earth. Then the question is that from where this life is started and which is the constant of this life? Who made possible of existence of this life? Before 3.4 billion years ago, the earth was like the fireball, right? It was totally filled with the hot gases. Like the carbon dioxide was there, monoxide was there. It's totally the fireball. Then what happens to the earth? Then it is now converted as a beautiful planet for the life. So which things are there? Then who is responsible for these all things we are going to study? The oxygen is not responsible for the life. Actually, each molecules of our cell, even our DNA is again made up of the carbon, not by the oxygen. Means the life is arise only because of presence of the carbon on the earth. Then who made the life as possible? The component is the carbon. The carbon is only, or the carbon is the element that made the life arise on the earth. We are going to study about not only about the carbon, and even we are going to study about the compounds which will form of the carbon. Then the compounds are again classified into the two types, right? The compounds, remember, the compounds are again classified into the two types known as organic compounds and inorganic compounds. What do you mean by organic? Organic means it is a life, right? Or we are going to study about the life, living creatures, right? The inorganic compound means it is a non-living. Organic means a living, inorganic means a non-living, means again the compounds are classified into the two types, living compounds and the non-living compounds in a simple manner. Then what do you mean by the living components? Because we are going to study about the carbon. We are going to study about the carbon, means carbon is made the existence of the life, means we need to study about the organic compounds, right? The organic compounds. What do you mean by organic compounds? The organic compounds are made up of carbons. Means all the living components are made up of carbons. Living compounds are made up of carbons and form the basis of living organisms. Means if I am living compound means I am made up of the carbon. If you have the cat in your house, if it is a living compound, then it is made up of a carbon. If you see the plants, if you see the microbes in your surrounding, if you see the variety of organisms in your surrounding, they may be the aquatic animal to the flying birds. If anything is living, all the living things are made up of a basic unit that is called as a carbon. Simple. Means what are organic compounds? The organic compounds are nothing but they are made up of carbon. So all the organic compounds are made up of carbon. Then question is whether you are an organic compound or inorganic compound. Whether you made up of a carbon or not. Yes, if you are living, if you think that you are living, then you are made up of a carbon. Any living thing is made up of a carbon and that forms the basis of all living organisms. Not only the animals, it forms the basis of all living organisms. Who? That is the carbon. Right, means how the life arises on the earth. If anybody asks you the question, means you need to tell the life is not possible because of oxygen. The life was possible because of the presence of the carbon. Sir, what are you telling? The oxygen is only responsible for the survival, breathing purposes. Right, inhalation, exhalation, and even the oxygen is used in the respiration, the breakdown of the glucose, ATP molecule, adenosine triphosphate. So, but our each cell, our each molecule is made up of the carbon. The carbon made our life exist, oxygen made us to survive. So, that is the all living creatures are made up of, or all living components are made up of the carbon, and they form the basic unit of all the living organisms. So now we are going to study about this carbon only. What are its properties? Again, now we are going to study about the covalent bond. Then, what do you mean by the covalent bond? Right. The covalent bond is nothing but the bond formed by the sharing of the pair of electrons between the two atoms is known as the covalent bond. Right. Then again there are the two kinds of the bonds are there. Some are called as the covalent bond and some are called as the ionic bond. Then what is the difference between this covalent bond and ionic bond? Right. So we are going to discuss that only. The covalent bond is nothing but the bond which is formed by the transfer of electrons. Sorry, not transfer of electron, by the sharing of pair of electrons between the two atoms. So to discuss about this one, we need to take the carbon as an example. We are going to study about the carbon only. So I taken the carbon. The atomic number of carbon is 6. Right, you check in a periodic table. What is the atomic number of carbon? The atomic number of carbon is 6. Then write its electronic configuration. What is the electronic configuration? 2, 4. Then what is the valency of carbon? The valency of carbon is 4. 4 is the valency. What do you mean by valency? Valency is nothing but the electrons present or the unpaired electrons present in the outermost shell of an atom is called as valency. Just observe in the figure, right? If it is a carbon atom, right? It is a carbon, it is the first shell. 2, second shell, how many electrons are there? First shell 2, second shell 4. The capacity of second shell is 8, but there are 4 electrons are there. So the 4 electrons are unpaired. Then sir, why it is unpaired? Why you cannot write in this manner? Sir, आप unpaired क्यों लिखे? आप ये दोनों को ऐसा पेयर में लिख सकते थे ना, 4 है तो चारों दोनों को भी पेयर में लिखो, तो अनपेड क्यों होते हैं? सो इट्स नॉट पॉसिबल अकॉर्डिंग टू द अहू प्रिंसिपल, पाउलीज एक्सक्लूसिव प्रिंसिपल। पाउली क्या बोलता है मालूम है अपने प्रिंसिपल में? आप कभी भी फिलिंग ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन कैसे करना शेल में बोले तो, जस्ट ऑब्जर्व इन अ ग्राउंड स्टेट आई एम गोइंग टू रिप्रेजेंट, इट इज अ ग्राउंड स्टेट।
What is the capacity of a shell? It is 1s, it is 2s and 2p. Right. I am just going to represent in a ground state. The capacity of first shell is 2. तो फर्स्ट शेल को आप कभी भी डायरेक्टली फिल करना, आप 2 है समझो, दोनों को फिल करना, एक क्लॉकवाइज डायरेक्शन में फिल करना और दूसरा एंटी क्लॉकवाइज डायरेक्शन में फिल करना कभी भी। राइट। एक इलेक्ट्रॉन कैसे घूम रहा है? एक इलेक्ट्रॉन क्लॉकवाइज डायरेक्शन में घूम रहा है इन एन शेल। अब समझो, यही ग्राउंड स्टेट में फिगर में समझाते हैं और एक बार। फर्स्ट शेल में कैपेसिटी कितना है? 2 है। सो ये 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन क्या करने वाले में अपने ऑर्बिट में एक घूम रहा कैसा? क्लॉकवाइज में। दिस द क्लॉकवाइज। क्लॉकवाइज मतलब घड़ी ऐसे चल रहा है, इट्स अ क्लॉकवाइज। अगर यही घड़ी उल्टा चल रहा है, इट्स कॉल्ड एज एंटी क्लॉकवाइज। मतलब एक इलेक्ट्रॉन फर्स्ट शेल में, एक इलेक्ट्रॉन क्लॉकवाइज में घूम रहा है, दूसरा इलेक्ट्रॉन एंटी क्लॉकवाइज में घूम रहा है। सो राइट, सो दिस इज द मोमेंट ऑफ द इलेक्ट्रॉन। वी कैन सी one is in a clockwise manner, another is the anti-clockwise manner. So that the capacity of the first shell is 2. Then what is the capacity of the second shell? The capacity of the second shell is how much? It's a 8. Right. 8 means you can take 2. How much it becomes? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right. Then now fill the second shell. 1 electron, how many electrons are there? In a second shell, 4 electrons are there. Then you cannot write in this form. हम सर ऐसा लिखते हैं, इट्स नॉट पॉसिबल। आप कभी भी क्या करना, पाउली क्या बोल रहा है अपने प्रिंसिपल में, फिलिंग ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन इज डन। कैसा फिल करना? तुम पहले क्या करो, हर एक ब्लॉक में एक एक इलेक्ट्रॉन एटलीस्ट डालो। अगर इलेक्ट्रॉन फिर भी बचते तब जाके पेयरिंग करो बोलता पाउली। दैट्स अ हायर लेवल स्टडी, यू डोंट नीड टू रिमेंबर ऑल थिंग्स। पहले एक एक इलेक्ट्रॉन पुट करो, बाद में अगर इलेक्ट्रॉन बचते तब क्या करना, पेयरिंग स्टार्ट कर देना। अब समझो इधर 4 की जगह 5 है समझो, मैं लिख दूं 4 कैसे लिखना? पहला हर एक ब्लॉक में एक इलेक्ट्रॉन को भरना, 4 हो गए। अगर फिर भी आपके पास बच रहे, समझो 5 है समझो, तो 5 है तो आके फिल करना है सर, 6 है तो फिल करना, 7 है तो फिल करना, फिर 8 है तो फिल करना। बट एटलीस्ट हर एक ब्लॉक में पहले एक एक इलेक्ट्रॉन को डालना ही डालना। राइट। सो दिस इज द ग्राउंड स्टेट ऑफ द कार्बन। सो ये 4 ये पेयरिंग बोलते हैं, एक क्लॉकवाइज में रहना, एक एंटी क्लॉकवाइज में रहना, उसको क्या बोल रहे हैं हम? पेयरिंग बोल रहे हैं। बट ये पेयर नहीं है, ये सिंगल फॉर्म है। सो दीज आर अनपेयर्ड इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, रिप्रेजेंट अगेन इन दिस फॉर्म। पहला एक एक इलेक्ट्रॉन को भर दो, अगर बच रहे तो पेयरिंग करना, पेयर को ऐसा लिखना, लेकिन उधर बचे ही नहीं, 4 ही थे तो 4 को रिप्रेजेंट कर दे। तो आउटरमोस्ट शेल में कार्बन के 4 इलेक्ट्रॉन कैसा है? अनपेयर्ड है वो। राइट, अनपेयर्ड है वो पेयर करने की कोशिश करते हैं। राइट, वो अनपेयर्ड है। राइट, सो दीज अनपेयर्ड इलेक्ट्रॉन्स ओनली कॉल्ड एज द वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन्स। These unpaired electrons present in the outermost shell of an atom only known as the valence. We have to understand the difference between valency and valence. Valency is different, valence is different. Alright. So now you see that carbon has 4 unpaired electrons in the outermost shell. Simple. कितने इलेक्ट्रॉन कार्बन के पास? 4 है। मैं ग्राउंड स्टेट में भी दिखाया आपको, इवन फिगर 8 में भी दिखाया और इवन इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉन्फिगरेशन में भी दिखाया। तो इसमें समझो, अब कार्बन के पास कितने इलेक्ट्रॉन है? कार्बन के पास 4 अनपेयर्ड इलेक्ट्रॉन है in the outermost shell, right? In the outermost shell of an atom, carbon has the 4 unpaired electrons. Now, carbon always forms covalent bond. How it is possible? Carbon always forms covalent bond, but there are two kinds of the bonds are there, covalent bond and ionic bond. Then why the carbon cannot form ionic bond? Simple question. Why the carbon forms only the covalent bond? Why carbon forms only covalent bond? So we're going to discuss now. So why it forms only the covalent bond? So now let's know about the noble gas configuration of carbon. So in this we are going to understand why the carbon only forms covalent bond, not the ionic bond. So if you want to know the definition of the ionic bond and covalent bond means the ionic bond is formed by the transfer of electrons, but the covalent bond is formed by the sharing of electrons. अगर आप शेयर कर रहे तो आप कोवेलेंट बॉन्ड बना रहे, अगर आप ट्रांसफर कर रहे, आप किसी को दे रहे, उसको क्या बोलते हैं? आप ट्रांसफर। जब भी आप देते, मेटल में हम क्या पढ़े, जब भी आप देते क्या होते? पॉजिटिव होते, जब भी आप लेते नेगेटिव होते, राइट? सो इन आयनिक बॉन्ड देयर इज अ चार्ज फॉर्मेशन, यू कैन से देने वाला पॉजिटिव होता, लेने वाला नेगेटिव होता, बट शेयरिंग में ऐसा नहीं होता, राइट? शेयर कर रहे आप समझो, आप दो फ्रेंड्स हो, राइट? आप दो फ्रेंड्स हो, दोनों टिफिन बॉक्स लाए आज, स्कूल को टिफिन बॉक्स लाए। सो टिफिन बॉक्स में आपकी एक फ्रेंड क्या बोलते सालन लाना भूल गई और आपकी दूसरी फ्रेंड राइस लाना भूल गई। तो आपके पास राइस है, दूसरे के पास सब्जी है, समझो। आप राइस लाने वाले सब्जी लाना भूल गए, सब्जी लाने वाले राइस लाना भूल गए। तब क्या करते आप? आपका आधा राइस उसको देते और उसका आधा सब्जी आप लेते, राइट? वो भी राइस सब्जी खाते और आप भी राइस सब्जी खाते, राइट? सो इसको क्या बोलते हैं? शेयरिंग। जब आप शेयरिंग करते आप क्या बन जाते हैं? कोवेलेंट बॉन्ड बन जाते हैं आप, राइट? शेयरिंग करना मतलब तू आधा ले, मैं आधा ले, तू मेरे पास जो है वो तेरे पास नहीं, तेरे पास जो है वो मेरे पास नहीं। तब क्या करेंगे? तेरे पास जो है तू मुझे दे दे और मेरे पास जो है मैं तुझे दे दूं। सो इट बिकम्स अ शेयरिंग बॉन्ड। द शेयरिंग बॉन्ड इज कॉल्ड एज अ कोवेलेंट बॉन्ड। ये जो शेयरिंग बॉन्ड रहते हैं कोवेलेंट बॉन्ड रहता है। लेकिन और एक बॉन्ड है जिसको बोलते हैं हम आयनिक बॉन्ड। सो इन द आयनिक बॉन्ड इट बिकम्स द ट्रांसफर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स। अगर आप किसी को दे रहे, वो ले रहा, बदले में कुछ भी नहीं हो रहा, सिर्फ आप उसको दे रहे, वो ले रहा। सो दिस ट्रांसफर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन इज कॉल्ड एज द आयनिक बॉन्ड, राइट? सो अगर आप किसी को कुछ दे रहे, आपके पास एक इलेक्ट्रॉन ज्यादा है, दो इलेक्ट्रॉन ज्यादा है, किसी के पास एक इलेक्ट्रॉन है, दो इलेक्ट्रॉन कम है, तो उसको देना। मतलब तुम भी स्टेबल होते, वो भी स्टेबल होते। आपके पास एक्स्ट्रा है तो आप भी अनस्टेबल है, उसके पास दो कम है तो वो भी अनस्टेबल है। तो दोनों भी स्टेबल बनना है। स्टेबल बनने के लिए आपको दो इलेक्ट्रॉन उसको दे देते, चल भाई तू ले ले बोलते, राइट? लेने के बाद आप भी स्टेबल होते, वो भी स्टेबल होते। सो दिस ट्रांसफर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन इज कॉल्ड एज द आयनिक बॉन्ड। शेयरिंग ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन इज कॉल्ड एज द कोवेलेंट बॉन्ड। सिंपल। अगर आप भिखारी को भीख में कुछ दे रहे तो इट बिकम्स आयनिक बॉन्ड, राइट? अगर फ्रेंडशिप में आप कुछ शेयर करें इट बिकम्स कोवेलेंट बॉन्ड। जस्ट रिमेंबर बाय द एग्जांपल इन योर nature, right? So then this question is very important. If I put in 2 star means it's important for 2 marks. So wherever I put it 3 stars, you have to make sure that they are definite questions. The single star shows that they are important. The double star show that they are again most important. Triple star means they are confirmed, right? So it's a very important question. In the examination, it will ask the noble gas configuration of carbon. Then you may have doubt that sir what are noble gases? हमको तो noble gas ही पता नहीं है सर। You already studied about the noble gases in 8th standard or 7th standard only. If you don't know means again I am going to repeat it about the noble gases. Don't worry. So let us discuss about noble gases. Right? What are noble gases? You know the periodic table, right? In the periodic table there are 18 groups are there. 18 groups are there. and 7 periods are there in the period table. Right. In the period table there are 18 groups. These called as vertical lines are called as groups. Remember, vertical lines. This is a vertical line. The vertical lines are called as groups. Horizontal lines are called as periods. वर्टिकल को ग्रुप बोलना, हॉरिजॉन्टल को पीरियड बोलना. तो हॉरिजॉन्टल लाइन कितना है? 7 हॉरिजॉन्टल लाइन है कहते पीरियड टेबल में. और वर्टिकल लाइन कितना है? 18 है कहते. 18 वर्टिकल लाइन्स आर देयर कॉल्ड एज ग्रुप्स. सो इन द 18 means 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 up to 18 they will come. So 18th group, final group, 16 17 18th. 18th group elements all are called as the noble gases. Which are the noble gases? In the periodic table, 18th group elements are called as noble gases. Simple. Why they called as noble gases? Or even they have another name, inert gases or inactive gases also. Then what is the need of telling them noble gases? Simple. The noble gases are stable in nature. वो stable form में है. Whenever you are stable in nature, you will not form any compound. याद रखने बात. अगर आप stable हो गए तो आप कुछ भी reaction नहीं करोगे. आप non-reactive बन जाओगे. अगर आप stable है तो stable कैसे करते हैं सर? Stable तब होते जब आप अपने शेल में completely filled इलेक्ट्रॉन रहते तब भी आप stable बनते. Whenever you have completely filled electrons in your shells, then only you become stable. I will explain in a simple manner. Do you know what do you mean by noble gases? The 18 group elements in the periodic table are called as noble gases. Why they called as noble gases? Just listen again one more time. I am going a little deeper one because I don't want to put any doubts about the noble gases. So how many noble gases are there? Just check it. Helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon. In the 18th group of periodic table, you check that there are helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon. So these are the 6 noble gases. You can find even there may be the 7, but that is the radioactive element. The radioactive elements are not going to be taken, right? So these are the 6 noble gases in the periodic table which are present at the 18th group. Then I will take one some of the example. The helium atomic number is 2, neon atomic number is 10, argon atomic number is 18, 32, 54. Okay, that is like it will go.